Most people will never be rich, not because they can't be, but because they don't have the stomach for the truth. Wealth isn't hidden, it isn't magic. It's right in front of you, plain, raw, and brutally simple. The problem is, people don't want simple, they want comfortable. They want easy answers, soft words, and sweet lies. They want to believe that working hard will make them free, but that's the oldest trap in the book. The world doesn't reward hard work. It rewards strategy. It rewards ownership. It rewards control. You can spend your entire life grinding for a paycheck and still die broke, because you were playing someone else's game. A game designed to keep you obedient, predictable, replaceable, and while you're busy following the rules, someone else is writing them. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He said fortune favors the bold, but only the prepared bold. That's the truth most can't handle. Getting rich isn't hard, it's harsh. It demands that you see the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. It demands that you drop the script, face the fear, and chase control. Because money doesn't follow hope, it follows power. And power belongs to those who stop begging for permission and start building their own rules. So if you're tired of waiting, tired of dreaming, tired of feeling trapped, this is for you. This is the raw truth about wealth. Not the kind you hear in classrooms or motivational posters. The kind that burns, the kind that frees, the kind that shows you how the world really works. And once you see it, you can never go back. The reason most people stay broke isn't bad luck, it's predictability. They act the same way every single day. They wake up, they scroll, they complain, they work, they repeat. That routine feels safe, but safety is the enemy of growth. Comfort kills hunger, comfort kills ambition, and comfort makes you easy to control. The system loves predictable people. They're easy to tax, easy to manage, easy to replace. They follow orders, pay bills, and stay quiet. Do you really think that system wants you rich? Of course not. It wants you obedient. It wants you dependent. It wants you thinking that following the rules will one day set you free. But those rules were never written for your success. They were written to keep you in line. That's why Machiavelli would laugh at the modern world. He understood power. He understood that the masses prefer illusion over truth. They want to believe life is fair. They want to believe their boss will reward them. They want to believe the system cares, but it doesn't. Reality is ruthless, and money flows to those who accept that. You can't escape a game you refuse to admit you're playing. You hope your job will protect you. You hope your savings will save you. You hope working harder will change everything. But hope is not a strategy. The rich don't hope. They act. They observe patterns. They exploit systems. They don't wait for opportunity. They manufacture it. Meanwhile, the poor wait for permission. They wait for perfect timing. They wait for motivation. And life passes them by. Predictability is prison, and comfort is the warden. Every minute spent avoiding risk is another minute building your own cage. The truth is, safety is the biggest illusion of all. Jobs disappear. Economies crash. Inflation erases savings. The safe path is the most dangerous route you can take. So stop playing it safe. Stop thinking small. The bold inherit power. The timid serve it. The world doesn't remember the comfortable. It remembers the courageous. Getting rich isn't about being smarter. It's about being less predictable. It's about refusing to live on repeat. It's about breaking the pattern and building your own. So ask yourself this: are you living, or are you just repeating? Because one creates freedom, the other creates chains. From the moment you were born, the system started writing your script. It told you what to do, what to believe, how to live, go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, play it safe. That script isn't designed for freedom, it's designed for control. You were never taught how to think. You were taught how to obey. You were rewarded for memorizing, not for questioning. You were praised for fitting in, not for standing out. That's not education, that's programming, and it works. Because it turns lions into sheep. It turns dreamers into workers. It turns potential into predictability. The school system doesn't teach you how money moves. It doesn't teach you how to sell, how to invest, or how to build. It teaches you how to sit still, how to follow orders, how to wait for instructions. That's not training for wealth. That's training for servitude. Machiavelli would smirk at it all. He understood that systems are built to protect the powerful, not to empower the masses and the people in charge. They want you to believe that playing by the rules makes you virtuous. They want you proud of your obedience, because obedient people don't revolt, they don't compete, they don't rise, they just work, spend, and repeat. That's the cycle that keeps the rich rich and the rest chasing scraps. Think about it. The elites don't follow the same script they give you. Their kids learn ownership, they learn influence, they learn leverage. While you're taught how to submit, they're taught how to control. And that's why they stay on top. The script was never broken. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Keep you predictable, keep you manageable, keep you dreaming small. You were told that if you just stay patient, life will reward you. But patience without power is poverty. The world doesn't pay the obedient, it pays the strategic. It pays the ones who question, who adapt, who take control. So if you want to break free, you must first unlearn. You must erase the lies the system tattooed into your mind. You must rewrite your own script, because the old one keeps you poor, polite, and powerless. And the new one, the one you write, that's the script of the wealthy. That's the story of control. Now that you see the system for what it is, it's time to learn the real rules. Because money doesn't care about your dreams. It obeys laws, laws of power and leverage. And if you don't know them, you'll always serve someone who does. The first law is ownership. You can't get rich trading time for money. A job can feed you, but it will never free you. Because every hour you sell is an hour you lose forever. The rich don't trade hours, they trade ownership. They build assets that pay them whether they're awake or asleep. One product, one idea, one system. That's all it takes to escape the time trap. Ownership breaks chains, employment maintains them. The second law is control. Money flows to those who control the process, not those who follow it. The person who owns the system writes the rules. The person inside the system obeys them. The difference between the boss and the worker isn't intelligence, it's control. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Power belongs to those who hold the levers, and leverage, that's the modern lever. Leverage means doing more with less effort. It means getting paid 100 times for one action. The poor think in hours, the rich think in impact. A worker asks, how much will I earn this week? An owner asks, how far can this scale? That's the gap. That's the mental divide that separates freedom from slavery. There are only three kinds of leverage: people, money, and media. People leverage means teams that multiply your output. Money leverage means capital that works while you rest. Media leverage means your voice reaches millions without lifting a finger. Use one and you'll survive. Use all three and you'll dominate. That's how influence turns into income. That's how names become brands, and brands become empires. But here's the brutal twist. Leverage demands courage. You must be willing to risk, to fail, to be laughed at. Most people won't. They'll stay safe, small, and broke. Because leverage looks dangerous to those trained to obey. They'd rather work forever than risk once. But the wealthy think differently. They understand that risk is the price of freedom. They use fear as fuel. They see failure as feedback. And they play the game to win, not to survive. So if you want to join them, remember this. Stop asking, what's safe? Start asking, what gives me control? Because wealth isn't earned, it's engineered. And the tools of that engineering are power and leverage. Making money is only the beginning. Keeping it, that's the real test. Because once you rise, the world changes around you. Wealth attracts envy. Success attracts predators. And if you're not ready, they'll drain you dry. Machiavelli warned rulers about this centuries ago. He said power invites betrayal. And the same rule applies to money. When you start to win, people will turn. Friends will envy. Family will expect. Strangers will judge. That's the cost of stepping out of the system. So you must build your fortress, protect what you've earned with structure and discipline. Contracts, systems, boundaries, those are your shields. Never show weakness, because in the game of power, weakness invites attack. You must appear strong even when you're not. Perception is protection. Machiavelli said men judge by their eyes, not their minds. That truth still rules today. People believe what they see. So project control, project confidence, project power. Because power attracts wealth, and wealth sustains power. But protection alone isn't enough. You must multiply. Money sitting still is money dying. Every dollar must work harder than you do. Poor people spend their money. The middle class saves it. The rich invest it. They send their money to battlefields, real estate, stocks, businesses, ideas. Their money brings back more soldiers. That's how empires grow. That's why the rich get richer. They don't chase money. They command it. They multiply it. And they do it with patience and precision. They buy assets, not attention. They invest in freedom, not validation. Because wealth isn't about looking rich. It's about being untouchable. It's about owning your time. It's about never answering to another man's alarm clock. But the final stage, the highest level, is legacy. Because true wealth doesn't end with you. It outlives you. It feeds generations. It builds names that echo through time. Machiavelli taught rulers to think beyond their lifetime, and you must do the same. Don't just get rich, stay rich. Don't just win, build something that lasts. Wealth without legacy is a temporary victory, but wealth with purpose is power, eternal. So protect it, multiply it, rule it, and never, ever go back to comfort. Now you know the truth. You've seen how the world really works. No more illusions, no more waiting, no more pretending the system was built to save you. It wasn't. It was built to use you, to keep you chasing comfort while others chase control. But now you have a choice. You can stay predictable, safe, obedient, or you can step into power. You can start thinking like the architects, not the workers. You can own, you can control, you can command. That's the difference between survival and domination, between existing and ruling. Most people will read this and go back to sleep. They'll tell themselves it's too harsh, too cold, too unrealistic. But that's exactly why they'll stay broke. Because the truth offends the weak. It only empowers the strong. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need approval to win. You only need the courage to act. Wealth isn't waiting for you. It's waiting for you to become someone who can handle it. So stop apologizing for wanting more. Stop shrinking to fit inside other people's limits. Start thinking like a ruler in a world of followers. Start moving like someone who already owns the game. Because the brutal truth about wealth is this: no one's coming to save you. You save yourself. You build your way out. You turn power into peace, control into freedom, and wealth into legacy. That's the path. That's the choice. And it's yours right now.